Hi, everybody. It's Feng Shui Story Time. Karen Rao Carter here. And this is when I talk about stories that I think might be helpful to help you interpret what's going on in your house and how you can create a change, move your stuff, shift your life, create a ritual, whatever it takes to get you to your successful outcome that you're looking for. And I often use traditional feng shui, contemporary feng shui, and other bits and pieces of my little magical toolkit to get it accomplished. This is a story that took one simple shift to make happen. I was greeted at the door. As soon as the door opened, I was hired by a woman, and she opened the door and she starts crying immediately. And she's like, my daughter has to have surgery tomorrow, and I just cannot picture it being anything but a bad outcome. And I'm like, okay, well, I wouldn't recommend having a surgery until we get that changed. So let's work on that. That was her big concern. Her daughter was actually about to have surgery and didn't even know it. She was about 5 years old, something like that, somewhere in that vicinity. And I don't know if she was just going to take her to the hospital and the next day, and boom, surprise, you're having surgery right now. So I was like, okay, let's think about this. How can we? And she's just like crying. And I'm like, is that what I'm here for? And she's like, yep, that's what you're here for. I'm like, okay. So in chapter 6 of Move Your Stuff, Change Your Life, my book, my first book on feng shui, I talk about the helpful people box. And I thought, well, this is a good test for the helpful people box. Let's get this helpful. But I really wanted my client to have a shift in her mindset. And I was working on that because, you don't get what you want, you get what you expect. And that's why I tell people, don't keep putting up thousands of, construction paper hearts in the corner thinking, well, one didn't do it, 50 will. It's really just doubting and expecting a negative result. So really need to shift you to a more positive result. And so my client, I asked her, first of all, by the way, the daughter, who doesn't know she's having surgery the next day, walks by. She looks like dead girl walking. She's got her head down and she's shuffling along. And I'm like, what's going on? She goes, she doesn't know she's having surgery. But she was definitely picking up on the vibe that her mother was putting out, going, dude, this could be your last day on earth. I've never seen a girl shuffle along like a little, it was quite strange to see. So I said, let's see what we can do about this. So I started working on the mindset. What can we do to change your mind about that? Let's picture, who are the doctors? What's the anesthetist? What's the hospital? What do we need? Do you need a driver to pick you up and take you back? What are the components of the day tomorrow that need to actually go perfectly? Let's get every one of them set up so that they work out. The helpful people box is about clarifying how you want things to go down. In feng shui, we talk about the 3 secrets. It's usually like a mudra, blessing mudra. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. The mantra is the second. And the third secret is picturing it as if it's already happened, visualizing the outcome. So these 3 little secrets. So I need her to visualize each component of the day and how it's going to go perfectly. We wrote a thank you note to the doctor, everybody involved, the surgeon, the nurses, her mother that's going to help with the other kid while she's at the hospital with this one, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I said, let's get a metal box with a lid on it. I just like a container, like space that we have created and dedicated for the universal chi to abide by our wishes, right? Our intentions. Where thought goes, energy flows. We want that to happen. So we were looking around. She had a chafing dish, like a big thing. Well, let's use it. It's a metal box with a lid on it. Metal element is really a precise and refined, exact, usually like sharp, it's either there or it's not. It's not like wood where it's like, oh, it's a little fuzzy on the edges, right? Could be there, could be not. It's metal is boom or nothing, So we want that exactness. We want that complete, tight energy quality. So we put all those thank you notes to these different people and the universe in that chafing dish. We put a lid on it. We actually put it up high because it was kind of a big thing and we needed a space for it. And there was a kind of a high bookshelf that we put it on in the helpful people area of the home, which is when you walk in the front door, the far right area of the home. Honestly, when she was putting it up there, we both felt like this wind thing. And she looked back and she's like, did you feel that? And I go, yes, I did. There's no windows open, but we both felt this whoosh go by. And then, so she's putting that up, then she gets down and she's getting down from the chair that she was putting up, the thing up so high. And her daughter comes out of her room and she's twirling around like a little ballerina. Couldn't be more opposite of what she was doing earlier. And we're both looking at her and the relief on my client's face was palpable. And I said, is it possible for your daughter to have surgery and have it be a healthy and happy outcome tomorrow? Yes. Are you two capable of going through this day tomorrow with a healthy, happy outcome? Yes. Do you deserve for both of you to have a happy, healthy outcome with this surgery tomorrow? Yes. Possible, capable, deserve. If you feel rested and you feel like that's true, that's really what you're expecting, right? So that's if it feels like a lie, you're like, that's your energy fighting against it. We want you to feel like it's possible. We want you to feel like you're capable. And we want you to feel like you deserve now or at the end of the day tomorrow when this, at this event in this particular example. So I just wanted to share that little story. It was an oddball one, but, as a Feng Shui consultant, people think I'm going to go in and talk about the 9 areas of the Bagua and they're going to get a Feng Shui workshop. No. What do you need me for? I'm at service to you. What is your biggest challenge right now? Let me shift that. We'll get you through that. We'll get you to the next step. Feng Shui is an ever mindfulness process. It's not about a one and done thing. So her biggest thing was, my gosh, we have to get over this surgery and get through it happily. Great. So client for life, right? If you can get these things to happen. And so I just wanted to report that unusual little story, but don't forget that helpful people box is a winner. Many of all the cures that I talk about in my Feng Shui book, the helpful people box is the number one that I get letters and notes and emails saying, I can't believe that worked. And really, it is clearly setting your intention. The write it down, make it happen, act as if, picture it in the future as if it's already happened. All of those things, back in the day when I wrote that book was like, what? Now there's so many other people talking about manifesting and things like that in the energetic process of doing it. And I think it's more obvious that is a viable component way to go. Well, that's it. That's for the story for the day. Feel free to subscribe, click on the links below, comment. I'd love to hear your helpful people box story if you have one and the outcomes that came of it. And look for more stories in the future. Thanks.